Are you constantly getting injured, feeling drained after every run, and never seeing the progress that you want? You might be thinking that you're doing everything right, but there are 5 common mistakes that could actually be holding you back. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to avoid these mistakes so you can start running smarter, stronger, and injury-free. Let's get into it. So number 1 is not warming up. As a 16-year-old beginner runner, I thought I was invincible. I was like, I don't need to run. I don't need to warm up. That's for 90-year-olds. I'm just gonna start running. And then I just kept getting injury after injury after injury. And if I wasn't getting a proper injury, I was getting awful stitches while running. I'd have to turn around and like hobble back. Couldn't even run. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll start warming up. I literally went onto YouTube, found a few beginner-friendly running warm-ups, and I go for a run and I wouldn't get injured. And then I'd warm up and go for another run and I wouldn't get injured, and another, and I wouldn't get injured, and I just wasn't getting injured anymore. I wasn't getting those horrible stitches, and I was like, oh, actually, I really need to warm up. And a couple years ago, I really noticed this as a 24-year-old. I was warming up before every run, and one day I was like, I can't be asked to warm up today. It's not gonna hurt if I just miss one warm up. And then I pull my intercostal muscle on that run so badly that I had to take off 2 months from running. It was awful. So the lesson is always warm up. Even if you think your body's already warm, even if you've been doing some exercise before, running is a full body workout. It takes a lot of impact and toll on the body, and there's absolutely no excuses for not warming up. Number 2 is not doing a weekly core workout. A strong core is the backbone of good running. It is essential if you want to run for a long time in your life, if you want to run further, if you want to run faster, and if you want to start achieving big goals like running your first half marathon or 10K or even full marathon. If you don't have a strong core, then you will start getting injured. It's just the truth. And without a strong core, you won't have good running form, which leads to increased risk of injury. Also, you can tell when a runner doesn't have a strong core because when they're running, their hips wobble from side to side like that. And you might have noticed this in yourself. And if that's you, then you definitely need to start implementing a couple of core workouts every single week. Now, it doesn't have to be extreme. We're not trying to get 6-pack abs here. The goal is to have a strong and supportive core, because when we don't have a strong core, what will happen is that the rest of our body will start to close in because it's not supported from our abdomen. So then it will start leaning over in our runs and closing up. You're going to burn out way quicker, get way more tired, you'd be using way more energy than you need to. And there's a really simple solution for this. All you need to do is about 2 to 3 10-minute core workouts a week. And if you need any help getting started, I've created an easy follow along 10-minute core workout that you can go check out up here. So go watch that. Number 3 is not bringing your phone with you. No, this tip won't make you a stronger or faster runner, but it is an essential that runners often overlook. It is super dangerous not to bring your phone with you. And a lot of runners do it because either they CBA to bring their phone with them because they're like, oh, I'm just going out for a 30-minute run, nothing's going to happen to me. But then something does, and there's no way that they can contact the emergency services or a loved one, or even just call for some help. If you're running out in public, lots of accidents can happen. It only takes one silly person in a car to not be looking when the light goes red, for example. And I've also heard countless stories of runners getting freak injuries just randomly, and they're in the middle of nowhere. And if you don't have a phone, then you can't call an ambulance or your loved ones to ask for help. Plus, there's no excuse for it. There are so many really cheap accessories off of places like Amazon and Decathlon that will hold your phone for you in a really comfy way for running. I use this running belt here, which is super soft, sweat wicking, and really comfortable, that I can slide my phone in. And honestly, I can hardly feel it on my body. I forget it's even there. At the end of the day, if you get yourself into an accident, or say if you start having a heart problem or an asthma problem, seconds matter. And having your phone with you can make all the difference. So please bring your phone with you. And plus, you owe it to your loved ones to not scare them. Number 4 is not being consistent. Whatever goal you're working towards, not being consistent will absolutely hinder it. And if you're not working towards a running goal, then I would highly recommend you set one as soon as possible. Even if the goal feels super achievable to you, by setting yourself a goal, you're holding yourself personally accountable, and it makes you more likely to improve and grow as a runner. And when I say be consistent, I'm not talking about running a marathon every single weekend. What I actually mean is be consistent with your easy-paced runs. So many people will often overlook the easy runs in their training plan. They'll think, oh, I've got this long run at the weekend in my training plan. As long as I do that one, then maybe I can just skip the easy run on Monday. Please don't do this. The little easy-paced runs are actually the most important, because these 20 to 30 minute conversational paced runs are there to condition your muscles and your skeleton and the rest of your body to that consistent impact of running. But if you just run a long run from time to time, you're actually increasing your risk of injury, because you haven't conditioned the body to actually get used to the full body toll and impact that running takes. And that brings me on to the other point. If you do have a massive run scheduled that day and you want to miss it, not because of injury or something super serious, but maybe because you've ran out of time or you're just really not feeling it today, use the 2-minute rule from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, which says instead of missing the habit entirely, just say to yourself, I'm only going to do 2 minutes of it, even if that's just putting your running trainers on. And what normally happens is that after those 2 minutes are up, yes, you can say to yourself, okay, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to go back inside and shower and have the day off. But usually what you'll want to do is actually run a little bit more and then a little bit more and actually do a bit of a run. But the trick here is that if you actually aren't feeling it after the 2 minutes, yes, you can go back inside and skip the habit. So the little runs, the easy small runs, they really count for a lot more than you think. I'm very busy as a runner, YouTuber and actor, and I just can't be bothered ever to cook myself lunch every single morning, but I still want to be making good progress on my running and keeping my body healthy and supported. And I do that by drinking Huel's Black Edition Ready to Go drink. It's a 100% nutritionally complete meal with over 35 grams of protein. It's 100% plant-based, but it actually tastes good, and it has 26 of your essential vitamins and minerals, which gives me so much energy for the rest of my day. And yes, they did send me a few free bottles of it, but it's also a product that I purchased with my own money. I have done for quite a few years and I absolutely love it. So you can use my code SAMFORDOFFICIAL for £10 off your first order using the link in the description below if that's something you're interested in. And the 5th tip is running through pain. Yes, if you're feeling a bit tired and sore in the body, you probably can go for your run, but if you're actually feeling proper pain in the body, then please stop. If you feel pain in the body and you decide to keep running, you risk injuring yourself long term, because if there's some sort of injury there and you keep running on it, it is only going to get worse and it's only going to take longer for you to recover, which isn't what we want. As runners, we want to be able to run for as long as possible in our lives. We don't want to have to retire from our running career at 50 or 60 years old. So don't risk long-term injury. If you feel pain, just stop. And you might think, yeah, but what if I'm like 5 miles out from my home and I'm in the middle of nowhere? Then it's worth spending the money to pay for an Uber or a taxi, or do the call to your family and say, please, could you pick me up? There's absolutely no shame in it. Not only that, if it's not a serious injury, then it might only take you a couple of weeks to recover from it, maybe even less. So please, please, please be careful with your body. You only get one of these bodies, and it's just not worth risking injuring yourself long term. And by the way, I go into a lot more detail about tips like these in my free weekly newsletter, and you can sign up to it using the link in the description below if you're interested. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I know you're absolutely going to love this one here, so go watch that. And if you want to get better and faster and stronger as a runner, while having loads of fun along the way, then hit that subscribe button. But in the meantime, get running, and I will see you guys out there. Take care.